Today we're going to be deep cleaning my makeup brushes. This is a cleaning and lifestyle channel after all, so this is part of my cleaning process. We're going to take these brushes from dusty, dirty to shiny and new, so it's fresh and clean for makeup application and just getting through the week. So I typically do this on a 1 to 2 week basis, but let's get into the process. It generally takes me about 10 to 15 minutes every 2 weeks when I do it, so let's jump right in. Starting off with the materials that you will need for this process. The first one is a baby shampoo. Now, I've been using baby shampoo for many years for my makeup brushes, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter the brand. I have Johnson's brand here, but I've used Target brand in the past, and I'm sure there's other shampoo brands that would work well for this process, but the point is that it's a gentle cleanser, nothing too harsh. I know some people use actual hair shampoo and some people use dish soap. I find that baby shampoo is a nice neutral and gentle choice for cleaning those brushes. And then to pair that with, you're going to want to go with baby oil. In many cases, people use some type of oil to remove the product from their brushes. I'm sure some of you have used makeup oil to remove makeup from your face. This is a very similar thing. The oil is going to break down the makeup in the brushes, and it's really what's going to remove any tough colors that may be stuck on the brush. So that's my power duo, the baby oil and the baby shampoo. They really work great together to get the job done. And then the other thing that you'll need is a washcloth. This is to provide a surface to place the brushes after washing them, and then of course you'll need your brushes. So the very first thing that I'm doing, of course, again, this is a cleaning and lifestyle channel. I am cleaning off the bathroom sink, which is typically where the brush cleaning process happens for me. So I'm just making sure it's disinfected and clean before, bringing in these brushes in to get them clean as well. And then here's how I fold up the towel. I place it flat on the surface and then I roll the top, and this is going to provide a little bit of elevation when you're placing down your brushes to make sure that any water isn't getting in the glue on the handles of the brushes. And now we're jumping right into the process. So I always like to wash my hands first because we're going to use those as the washboard. I don't have any special washboard tools. I know there's some plastic materials that you can get with ridges on them that people use to clean their brushes, but we're just going to be using our hands. So I'm grabbing my 2 blush brushes here. They're looking pretty dirty, as you can see, and we're going to walk through this in real time. So the first thing I do is wet them a little bit with water, and then I applied a couple pumps of the baby shampoo to the palm of my hand. Then I'm going to rub that around in the brushes. They're slightly damp now, so it's really getting sudsy. And then I'm going to add a little bit more water, keep getting those suds going, really working it through those brushes. We're going to take a little bit of baby oil, applying it to the palm of my hand there, and still washing the brushes around. Then adding some more water to kind of get it more sudsy and start to actually rinse the product out. And I try not to spend too much time with the water. Now I'm going back in with some more shampoo to get rid of that oil residue that may be left over. Really getting sudsy here, rubbing that around, and then of course washing it off. And again, I'm using the palm of my hand to kind of act as that kind of washboard almost. And then this is probably when I use the water for the longest, when I'm basically done the washing process and I want to make sure I'm getting all of the soap and the oil out of the brushes. So again, trying to get really deep in there, in between the bristles. And once I'm done, pop off the water and kind of give the brushes a little bit of a shape with the hands. And then place them on the washcloth like so that the handle is facing down and the bristles are touching the washcloth. Here's another demonstration with a bronzer brush. Again, applying some water first, then some shampoo, then some more water, and making sure it's all rinsed off. Now, I won't always use the baby oil if I don't have to, but for brushes that have a little bit more product, like these two, this is foundation brush and another brush that I also use to blend out concealer. Those ones really gather a lot of product in them. So I make sure to go in a couple times with that alternating baby shampoo, baby oil, back to baby shampoo, maybe a little more baby oil, water. This is really the method that has been working well for me to get these brushes squeaky clean. So again, just gently shaping the bristles and then placing them down on that washcloth. All right, let's speed it up a little here. Water, baby shampoo, rub it around, baby oil, rub that around, mix it all together, rinse it off with water, add a little more shampoo to get that oil out, and then rinse it off. Give it a shape up and place on the washcloth. So you should get the idea at this point. I'm just going to rapid fire through my brush cleaning process now. Feel free to follow along if that's what you're doing today. Trust me, it doesn't take too long. It usually takes, like I said, 10-15 minutes. I usually pop on a YouTube video or a podcast while I'm doing this to make it more of an enjoyable process. And that is pretty much it for the process. Now we have all of our brushes sitting nicely on that mat. They are ready to dry, and usually it'll take, I'd say, 24 to 32 hours, sometimes even 48 hours for certain brushes to dry. And I want to note that I try not to stand them up during that time. You really want them to lay flat, so again, that glue isn't getting wet and your brushes will have a longer lasting life. They just won't be getting any water damage. I just want to be very cautious of that. Try to take care of my brushes as best I can. I have a couple more of expensive brushes and also cheaper brushes that have just been lasting for a really long time. Literally, one of them is from a brow pencil in there that you can see. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'd be happy to answer, or maybe go a little more in depth about the brushes that I use. Anything that you want to know, feel free to ask me in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this quick and slightly different cleaning video. I hope this gave you some motivation and inspiration to get some cleaning done of your own. If you enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. I post new cleaning and lifestyle videos on a weekly basis, so if you would like to see more from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.